welcome back, everyone, to HalloweenHaunts365.com, the podcast. I'm Jared.
Hi, I'm Terry.
Today, we have some special guests, a neat little interview. But before we get to that, we got to do our homework, because, people expect things from us. So, here's the new Jimmy J video about the Friday the 13th minicon in Blairstown, New Jersey, May 13th and 14th. Let's go.
Friday the 13th weekend, May 13th and 14th. It is all going down right here on the grounds of the Blairstown Diner. Laura Marie Taylor, Ron Milkey, Ron Sloan, Debbie Voorhees, Tracy Savage. I mean, we have a lineup of guests coming out for the weekend. And not only are we celebrating Friday the 13th, but we are celebrating 13 Fanboy. And with that being said, we have the lead actress, Haley Greenbauer herself, making her way to Blairstown. This is history in the making, folks. Get your tickets now. F13 minicon.eventbrite.com. That is F13 minicon.eventbrite.com. Jason's here early. Folks, like I said, it's going to be a killer weekend in Blairstown, going down at the iconic Blairstown Diner. Be a part of the history in the making. We'll see you there.
Well, that was Jimmy J. Look forward to that convention. Remember, May 13th to 14th, the only Friday the 13th in the year.
Yeah. Yes.
I gotta undo one head. I can't hear you. So there we go. These are two good noise canceling. Next up, we have Field of Screams open for St. Patty's Day. We will be there. That's March 12th.
Yes.
Yep.
I cannot wait.
Me neither. Let's watch the promo. Oh, that's the St. Patty's Day video from Field of Screams. We will be there. Come say hi. Our name's on the back of the shirt, and I'm a giant man, so it's kind of easy to find us.
Yeah, miss you.
Giant this way. Alright, our last video of the night is going to go to Brighton Asylum. They're open the same night Field of Screams is. We will miss their St. Patty's Day, but we will be there for halfway to Halloween. Let's go. Clicked off a little too early, but that's okay. That was Brighton Asylum, open March 12th. It's always a good time there for the off-season events. Well, as you can see from the logo at the bottom of the screen, we have some people from Field of Screams joining us tonight. So I'm going to unmute them so they can actually talk this time and bring them on. We have Lexi Seacrest and Joey Wright coming to us from the Field of Screams Hayride team. How you guys doing tonight?
Good, how are you?
Great. Good. So, they're not hard questions, but there's a few of them because I'm annoying.
It's probably all typical questions we get asked throughout this season anyway.
I'm sure it is. Now, how long, we'll do women first for all these questions. You want to ask Lexi how long Lexi, how long have you been at Field of Screams?
So I started off in 2011. I went with a couple of my friends to the picnic, and for the next couple of years, I kind of was there back and forth. I didn't really do full seasons till about 2018, and 2022 will be my 5th full year with Field of Screams.
Very nice.
That's awesome. Very good. Joey, how about you? How long have you been at Field of Screams?
I've been there since 2014.
Oh, wow.
Started as an actor, on and off, a couple seasons, and then it was 2018. I started driving full time for Jim's show for the Hayride.
Very cool. Very cool. Now, the Hayride, that's a pretty long Hayride, considering some of the competition. I mean, there's a little longer than there's usually shorter.
Yeah.
So, how much actually goes into driving the Hayride? Because I'm sure there's timing cues, there's light patterns, and because I've noticed certain things like that, but I've never actually seen it done. So, explain to me a little bit how that goes.
Well, it all starts with the soundtrack.
Okay.
We come in, before the season opener in September, we come in midsummer, and we're learning the new soundtrack if it gets changed, if they add anything new for the Hayride. Other than that, it's all and it doesn't take us long. As drivers, we catch on pretty quick to the new add-ins and everything, and we nail it. We'll drive 2 days in the daylight, and then we'll go right into night driving.
Oh, wow.
And they start them off. They'll take them out into lot 2-3 as you're coming down Spring Street. There's a big open lot on your left-hand side. They'll take them out there. They let them drive circles first, and then they take them in, and they kind of just take the paper that Jimmy gives them, and they start driving. With fingers crossed they don't hit anything.
Wow.
How many carts does Field of Scream have?
Just going to ask that.
How many wagons?
Wagons, 11.
11?
Yep.
Okay. It always seemed like more to me because you were never really waiting that long. I mean, it was constant. It's good timing out of there. That's what I always noticed.
Yeah.
On our busy nights, our light tree runs every 60 seconds. So there's, it's back to back to back.
Man, those guys and you guys have really perfected that craft because other haunts need to follow suit.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very tough thing to honestly learn because as loaders, you have to learn, okay, so you have a wagon getting ready in a staging area to pull up. You have to be on it to load the people on, get those centers loaded and make sure the wagon is completely shut and ready to go before the tree even goes. And 9 times out of 10, we still have half a tree to go before the light even goes to send the wagons out.
So you have about 60 seconds to load.
Yeah, it honestly, it's a skill that you have to learn.
Yeah, that's...
I never realized that. But
yeah,
now
if
thinking about it.
Standing in the line, if you look up, there's a tree that sits there and it starts and it's kind of like a stoplight and it just goes down through and then the very last light will flash signaling the driver that they can go. And they always look back to make sure that we give the signal that, okay, your wagon's closed, everybody's seated, you're good to go.
Very cool. Very cool.
Wow. I never realized that.
Well, you gotta think, there's hundreds of thousands of people coming out.
And they're on cue that they have to before it starts.
See, you've been spoiled. You just get sent
I know.
VIP.
VIP, it just happens.
Yep.
All right, so is there trees throughout the attraction, or is it mainly by the soundtrack?
It's all done by the soundtrack.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yep.
So most people don't actually pick up on it, but there are certain things like when you're, rolling into the pig shack, how there's a certain song that plays in the background before Sweet Home Alabama comes on. They're trained to know, okay, well, I should be at this point as that song is playing. So they know, okay, well, if I'm a little ahead, then I need to, back down a little bit. If I'm too late, then I need to. But also our actors are trained that, they're either late or that they're too early. Yeah. They know how to speed up and slow down the show to accommodate the soundtrack to get them back on, especially for the new guys that we have driving for us.
I gotcha. How many new drivers do you get a year?
It honestly all depends. I think this season we had 3 or 4 to begin with, and last it ended with 2 of them.
Yeah, I think so.
I gotcha.
If I remember right, yeah. I mean, normally there's people that want to come out and want to drive, but it's either me or the other head driver, Don Stokes, that has to sign off before Jimmy even allows them to drive on their own.
Yeah.
And most of the guys will realize, after watching the veterans kind of like take them through, they're like, okay, this isn't for me, it's too much, and then they find something else to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because not only does driving a tractor take skill because it's so awkward.
Then you got the music, it's got to be on cue.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And see, so a lot of our tractors are both gear driven and hydrostatic. Like they do have a clutch, so it's like driving a manual car.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yep.
You'd be screwed.
It's crazy.
Whatever.
I mean, and realistically, they're almost the same length as a semi trailer, truck and trailer.
Yeah.
Like we put them in some tight areas. Like especially Pig Shack is the tightest building that we go through.
Yes.
Like the actors aren't even supposed to come off the stage for that reason, because I think one girl one year actually got hurt.
Yeah, I think so. That was a couple years back because we literally have between 4 to 6 inches on either side depending on how we come in.
Oh wow. That's
close.
Yeah, I think she slipped off the stage and ended up getting hurt by accident.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, would happen.
So, I know the general public, and I know the general public that attend these haunts. I'm going to start with Lexi. What's your craziest story out of a customer?
I knew that was coming.
I mean, every year it's different. I've had, the drunk ones, the ones who just want to fight. I actually I think it was 2 years ago, I had a very angry woman hanging off the back of a wagon. She stood up, walked down the wagon as it's getting ready to pull away, hanging off the back, screaming in my face, calling me names. She actually called me a "see you next Thanksgiving" because she had to sit in the middle and she did not want to. And I'm like, I'm sorry, it's busy, people are having to sit, if you want to get on, this is what you have to do. If not, well, then I guess, you just don't get on the hayride.
Yeah.
And, the wagon's leaving and she's still hanging on. She's whipping me in the face with her dreads. I'm just like, okay.
Oh, my God.
He actually witnessed a guy and a girl almost getting into a fight because I'm standing in between them and he's raising a fist to me and he almost got off his tractor the one time.
That's insane.
And I drive a cab tractor, so I have doors, so it takes me a little longer to get out of that thing than it does a regular tractor.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
What about you, Joey? What's your crazy story through the years?
The craziest thing through the years is when I first started, I was an actor, and we had a guy literally get into a fist fight with another actor, and I had to jump in and separate him.
Jesus.
And next thing you know, it was management every corner, and it got handled very well that night.
Yeah, that's what we always see out of your haunt is there's managers and everything gets handled.
Oh yeah.
And honestly, I've never witnessed anything there.
Yeah.
It's very minimal that it happens. I think it was 2 years ago. One of our veteran drivers actually ended up getting sprayed in the face by her own fire extinguisher off of her wagon in the middle of a fight.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she kept on going and got them all to safety.
She literally just wiped her eyes and, she was miserable the whole rest of the way, but she just took them the rest of the way around the path, and security, management, EMS, everything met her up there, and they actually ended up handling it. I think they threw the guy off the property and he got blacklisted for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, people will be people. That's the
horrible, especially in this day and age. Yeah, it gets crazy.
Everyone's got special treatment now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true.
You're pulling on the thing. There you go.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're hooked. We've been going through trial and errors through the podcast, and I noticed that every time I did an interview through speakers, we could hear the echo. So I finally hooked headphones in, and the last one was perfect, but she's not used to being hooked in.
Yeah, definitely not used to it.
Well, I'm going to show this picture of the award you guys won here.
Yeah.
Yep, I took you out, and here it is. It's a picture of you two holding it. It's pretty cool. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was a super big honor. Jimmy Jimmy came up to us and we were like, yeah.
That's awesome.
Normally we don't, see awards unless we go to his actual office, and he's holding it and we're just like so scared to hold it. We're like, don't drop it, don't drop it.
You could drop it because it looks bad.
I don't think so.
Well, the new ones are looking pretty good. I've started, because I want a lot of time to work on those, because I want them to look a lot better than that, because we've been growing, so we want to hand out a better award this year.
Yes, and you're doing a good job.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're almost
getting there.
I can't find a font for a date I like.
I know the struggles. I'm always sitting there and I'm always clicking through everything. I'm like, oh, I kind of like that, but then I don't like that, but I really like that, but I can't get that.
And now you can download anything, so it's it's unlimited options, and I'm just like. But all right, so we'll get back into Field of Screams. What makes you want to come back every year?
For me, it is honestly the family atmosphere. Jimmy and Jean are, if you don't know them, I feel sorry for you. They are two of the most amazing people I've ever met. I know either one of them, I know I've gone to Jimmy with, personal problems, just having a bad day, and he just gives you that hug, and it's, he gives you the words of encouragement. Everything, just feels okay then. And it's like, okay, let's go on with our night. Let's do this. And I mean, their mother and their father are still actively involved with it. Mama Shope will come down and she will pray over the entire Field of Screams property, the staff, everybody, at least once or twice during the season, she'll come down, she'll pray over us, They still both help out with Corncob Acres, and they love coming through the Hayride. That is one of my biggest things I like to see, her smiling face coming up.
That's awesome.
But yeah, the family atmosphere is definitely that is my second family, You can just easily walk in there, somebody you've never even met, and make friends instantly.
I gotcha. Now, what about you, Joey? The same thing pretty much? Or
yeah, I would definitely say the same thing. It really is a family atmosphere, I mean, my son helps out, and he's going to be 9 this year.
Oh, wow.
He'll sit there with, because my mom does tickets for the Hayride also.
Okay.
And he'll come out throughout the season and he'll help punch tickets and everything, and he's really good at it.
He also, don't let him fool you, he likes to put on the mask and likes to scare him.
He does. He's going to be one of the chainsaw guys one day.
He's gotten some people through the Hayride lines. I hear him screaming. I'm looking for Bonjour or Crunk, and nope, there he goes. Just running up the line after him.
That's awesome.
Field's actually what brought the two of us together. We met out there.
How dare you meet people at work?
I know.
I used to be her boss. So,
there you go.
Exactly.
It happens, that's what I say.
Yeah, things happen. It's their fault, because every time I had to go do something, they're like, take Terry. Like, all right. Right?
And actually, it was a funny story. He actually ended up almost knocking himself out the night that one of the first nights that I met him, he asked me for water. And I, was the closest person to it. So I was like, yeah, sure. He was acting down in the pig shack. And I handed it to him and I asked him, if he had something. He said, yeah, sure. Turned around and go in and whack right off the pig door and dropped to the floor. And I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh man. So what do you do when you're not working at Field of Screams?
Working, the home life.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I work without doing field. I mean, I'm working 6 days a week at my job. And then come season time, it's like I'll get done working, I'll still come out. I'll catch a couple laps on my tractor, and Friday nights, because I'm done work at 10 o'clock, so I'll come out and I'll squeeze in as many laps as I can before the end of the night.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
We also have off-season events for certain things, and we do parties. It's one of those things you just never get away from Field of Screams.
Yeah, I hear that. A lot. And we had technical difficulties, but don't worry about that. They still heard you. The screen went weird. I was trying to do something. But very cool. Very cool. What else you got? 'Cause
I
I'm
wanted
thinking of more stuff.
I want to talk to Joey about his sleeve there.
We were gonna get to
Oh,
that. You're
that's
just diving
like-
right in.
She was just
Alright,
she's
go
just
ahead.
ready to hear about it.
I know.
There's Captain Spaulding.
Yep.
Yep.
There's my.
I even have Otis too down here from Devil's Rejects. I should have shaved it. It's a little hairy today. But I have, it's the scene where Otis is over top of the guy beating him with the 2x4 at the hotel.
Yep.
If you guys can see it, I can't really tell with my camera.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
A lot of lighting is there. I have that. I have Captain Spaulding. I got Jason. And then Michael up top. Huge Michael fan.
Big Michael fan. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's actually a memorial to my dad that passed away back in 2015. He had a huge Michael Myers on his back with the pumpkin and the tombstone and everything.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, well, I got to do something. I'm big into tattoos. I was like, you know what? Let's do a horror sleeve. Got a hold of my guy. I sat for 7.5 hours and paid $500 for it.
That's a good deal, though.
That's
Michael was a giant bruise by the time we were done. And I had to stop because my arm wouldn't take no more ink.
Right.
Yeah, it was a tap out session that we did.
good.
Wow. That's
That
crazy.
that's awesome.
Thank you.
All right, hold on real quick, guys.
Yep.
And we're back after a quick interruption. So, back to the tattoo. We're going to dive deeper into horror because that's the other half of this website.
Definitely.
I'll start with Lexi, since we went over the tattoo a little bit. Do you have a favorite horror movie?
Ooh. I definitely have to say the Halloween. It's Halloween, Michael Myers. And that's what it does for us. We have every single one of them over there.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Me too. It's over there.
There's Freddy everywhere.
Yeah. Huge Freddy fan.
I mean, Freddy and Jason, they're not too bad, but Michael is definitely top of my list.
All right. So, Joey, what's your favorite horror movie?
Definitely Michael.
Definitely.
The Halloween series, even John Carpenter and Rob Zombie. Big Rob Zombie fan. And
now,
I think
Here's
I
the
think they
ultimate
both-
question.
they both just killed it.
Which one do you like better?
I like the new one better. That's
Yeah.
like an hour of 45 minutes of Michael just whooping butt.
So
That's-
you mean the Rob Zombie one?
No, the new John Carpenter one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I will always be a John Carpenter fan, but I do have that soft spot for Rob Zombie.
I love Rob Zombie. His first Halloween is probably one of my favorite horror movies.
Oh, yeah.
It's what I always wanted Michael Myers to be.
Yep.
And like a lot of people don't like the backstory aspect. I
Yeah.
love it because I love finding out why they went crazy or how they went crazy.
Exactly.
Like I understand that takes some suspense away from people, but I like it. I think
Yeah.
it adds
Yeah.
to the story.
Yeah, it truly does. It's like, well, now they're this person, but what tormented them from being a young child like Michael into this monster of a boogeyman, you know?
I hear you.
It's good to see the backstory and what caused and triggered everything, you know?
It also answers all those unanswered, questions of, okay, so I get this, but where's everything else,
Yeah.
What compelled him into doing this?
I gotcha. So you probably already answered our next question, which would be, what's your favorite slasher?
Yeah, definitely Michael. I mean, I actually lost. I didn't lose, but I did. I took second place for my tattoo at a tattoo convention that we had at Field. I lost to Freddy. A guy had Freddy tattooed on his hand,
Oh, wow.
and I took second place to that over top of all mine.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's gotta hurt right on the hand.
Yeah.
yeah,
My hands are messed up enough. I just,
right.
too many tiny screws for too many years.
Yeah. I can't think of one right now. Oh, horror franchise.
Well, it's going to be Halloween.
Yeah, that's true.
Just automatically assume everything is
Yeah.
Halloween.
Halloween.
So, do you guys believe in actual ghosts?
Yeah. There's been times where I've been home alone here and it's just the dogs and I, no TV is on, no anything. Like, I have one light on, but then randomly other lights will turn on, things will fall, you'll hear something move, and I'm just like, okay. Or you hear floorboards creak.
Yeah.
So I lost my mom in 2004.
Okay.
And I have sworn that I have heard her, like, talking to me.
Oh, wow.
And it's like, I'm, like, I've woken up in a panic before, actually, like, thinking, okay, is she, like, here? Is she talking? Like, I've, felt things touch me. It's weird.
Yeah, we've been through that.
Yes, we've been through that.
What about you, Joey?
I would definitely believe in it. I've seen some stuff that, like when I was younger, I took a trip, did the ghost tour down in Gettysburg, went through the Jenny Wade house, and where in the basement of that tour, there's supposed to be like a wax body of Jenny Wade.
Okay.
With a sheet covered over top of it. Well, there was chairs in front of it. I sat in front of it, and I swear I felt something pass right through me. It was weird. I was probably like 10 at the time, and like I got the cold chills, like the shivers down my spine, whole 9 yards. Like it's like I'm out, but it's definitely real.
Mm-hmm.
It truly is.
I got chills.
Like there's times where I'm at work and real late on a Friday night, and we had a guy that was killed at work years and years ago, and there's times where it's like you can feel it, like something bad's happened, and like you can feel that presence, like that vibe.
Right. Yes.
Like it's crazy. It really is.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yep. Now we're going to jump back into haunted attractions because that's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
Now, since you guys straight up volunteer every weekend at Field of Screams, you probably don't get too many others, do you?
Unless we take the time away from Field, which is not very often because, we just can't pry ourselves away from there. We do take normally a trip to a different haunt throughout the season. We'll go like on a Thursday night, something that's open. We have visited other haunts before, the two of us, like together and separately.
So what's your favorite haunt? Jim, you can stop listening right now. What's your favorite haunt outside of Field of Screams?
That's a hard one.
Yeah,
sure it is.
We've been to so many, and each one of them has their good qualities, and things that we just did not like. We went to Legends of the Fog this past season with Field. We weren't too impressed with their hayride.
Like it definitely has. They definitely have room for improvement with their hayride.
Yeah, I mean the wagons. I love that. I told Jimmy, I said, we can get wagons like that. I will be happy. Like there were some certain things throughout the hayride that, were okay, but it just, I don't know. I guess like I hold a high standard because I've seen, our hayride, I've seen other hayrides and
what's gone into our hayride and everything.
But we definitely liked the haunted building that was there. The elevator got us. We got in the elevator.
Okay.
And it got us. I will admit that. Yeah. We were laughing and, we definitely liked the haunted building there. And the corn maze. We had fun with the corn maze that was there.
Was pretty cool.
Yeah. I have to say, out of everything that I've been to, either Penhurst or what's the other one?
Eastern?
Yeah, or Eastern.
Yeah.
When they were still doing theirs.
Yeah, when they were still doing theirs.
Yes.
She wants to go to this Halloween Nights at Eastern State, and I really don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Because they
I've been there 3 times, and it's all right.
Yeah,
You know?
like I enjoyed it when it was full on a haunted attraction.
Yeah.
It was fun.
But now they're
Yeah.
throwing bars and shows into it.
Yeah.
And there's only 2 walkthroughs, and I'm just like,
Exactly.
that's for the college kids. They'll have fun.
Yeah.
They'll make money. So good for them. But
Yeah.
if it's between that and a real attraction, I'm going to the real attraction.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yeah. So what's your, leaving out the Hayride, what's your favorite attraction at Field of Screams? See, I'm just throwing these guys under the bus.
That'd be hard.
Yeah. I honestly, I don't know if I could pick like an absolute favorite. I mean, Hayride's always going to be my home.
Yeah.
I'd have to say, in order of it, it would be Asylum, Den, and Nocturnal.
Okay.
But see, I would be different because Nocturnal, for what Nocturnal is, and me used to working there, it's definitely come a long way
Oh,
than
yeah.
it originally was.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I like Nocturnal. I
Yeah.
think it's great, but I don't know. You just get like a different vibe going
Yeah.
to the houses. I
Yeah.
mean,
'Cause it's a lot tighter than
Yeah.
what anything else is.
I mean, I spend all my nights outside normally in the cold and the rain
Yeah.
during field season. So now that's kind of why it bumps Nocturnal down a little bit. I'm like, okay, I'm ready to get out of that.
Yeah. And that my order is your order, Lexi.
Yeah.
It is. Frightmare just, I think it's really just the look of the house that puts it above Den for me, because we're talking minute points here.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Nocturnal, for the last 7 years, was okay. But now, in the last 2 or 3, I think last 2 years, it's been out of this world. Like, it was up for Attraction of the Year this year. But it never reached that high. It just,
Yeah, man.
I don't know how the hell in 1 year they made that whole walkway.
Well, Stevie Paquin actually, before he left, he had a lot to do with revamping it and making it what it is. When they integrated Nocturnal and the Hayride together, that to me was like one of the coolest things that they've honestly ever done. So many people actually don't even realize it until you tell them, like, hey, if you look down or you look up, like, you see Nocturnal and Hayride go together.
Yeah, and you notice it more now because of the scene they changed in the Hayride.
Yeah.
When they added those claws, and now you can see those claws from Nocturnal, you're like, holy shit, we are over the Hayride.
Yeah.
So it's just like they always think 10 steps up front, and that's why it's always, I can't wait to see what's coming every year.
Oh, yeah.
Field.
Yeah,
And
they've added some new stuff in this year. We've actually got to see some of it, and it's pretty exciting. So you guys
We'll
will have
talk
to
about
see
that
it.
after I hit stop recording. Because I like to give the fans a little bit, but not much.
Yeah, I don't want to spill what it is, so
Yeah,
everybody will
no.
just have to come to field and see what it is.
Just got to come to Field, guys. Come to Field.
Exactly.
Yeah, seriously.
Lexi, do you have a favorite scene?
Honestly, I don't think I do. Like, everything to me, just every year, like, when you add new actors, or they learn new ways to scare, like, everything just always, like, is so different and so neat. Even when you have been there as long as we have and you've done it 1,000 times over, somebody always adds something new in to make it different. I'd have to say, out of everything, I think Cryo is one of like my top favorites, because when they added like in the smoke and everything else, like it took it up a notch.
Yeah.
Yes. How about you, Joey? Do you have a favorite?
Favorite scene would be, it's tough, everything's changing. It really is.
Yes.
And they're adding so much new, and I think I would have to probably agree with Lexi, because Cryo, from what it originally was, it's definitely come a long way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It really has.
Yep.
Like, to knowing what used to be there, just the cemetery, like everything is so different, and most people don't realize what, like how the path is now. That's not how it used to be. You just used to go straight out of Pigs right into cemetery, but now with Cryo, and because they've expanded so much of CCA, like you just kind of don't even like realize the difference in it. And, when you roll into cryo, it's like, wow, that's neat. People that were there years ago were like, oh, did you add anything new? When cryo was brand new. We're like, well, you'll just have to see. And they're like, wow, they took the cemetery out.
And that's funny because, like, people expect me to remember every single step of I'm on 10 hayrides a year. I can't remember who changed what and where. So, like, I forgot cryo existed. And so I was like, oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it's kind of gotten embedded into my memory because when you park the tractors every night, you have to start at the last building is Saul's, and then you have to go backwards to make sure every tractor fits, and cryo is the only one that fits 2 tractors in it.
Yep.
Oh,
2 tractors, 2 wagons.
I gotcha. And they put a makeup tent in one of them, right? Like the main makeup.
That's attached to the saw barn.
Yeah.
Yeah, the saw barn. That's
Yeah.
what I thought.
Yeah, that's a two-level makeup building.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right attached to it.
That Jeremy Spickler, he helped like design all that.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we went to the one at Reapers. They let us in the makeup room, and that was
there you go.
It was chaos, but organized chaos.
It always is.
Yeah, that's how ours is. It's even beginning of the night, ending of the night. It's always chaos, but it's honestly a really neat thing if you ever get to go in and see it. And it's I've actually went up there as they're putting makeup on people, and I'm just to see everything that goes into it, it's like, wow, that's crazy. Like, because Jeremy Spickler, he was really, really big into that. And that was, his big thing. Like, Field of Screams wouldn't be what it is without Spickler.
100%.
And unfortunately, with losing him, it's, now everybody is just, it's even a bigger thing now.
Yeah.
No.
Like, that's how you keep his memory alive is, that makeup.
Yeah. Yep. And that's the crazy thing because every year they get new makeup artists.
Mm-hmm.
And they become top notch, like they create some of the greatest makeup I've ever seen come out of a haunted attraction like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he took one of our head girls, Kylie Heltzer, and he turned her into one of the most amazing makeup artists ever.
Yeah, Electric Q is lining me up to talk to her.
Yeah, definitely do it.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going.
He is amazing.
I can't wait to talk to her. So, anything you're looking forward to in the next season?
I'm just looking forward to getting back into it.
Yeah.
So seeing, all the new faces, the old faces, it's honestly like rewarding in a way when you have customers that have been there year after year after year and they come back and, they're screaming your name and so excited to see you.
Yeah.
Like I've had little kids come through that are scared and, like I'll pull him off the tractor and he'll come down and then they get all excited because they're like, oh my gosh, I get to meet my tractor driver, And it's honestly, that's probably like the most rewarding thing of it all is, getting to see everybody year after year, all the customers, all the friends that you make out there, year after year going back to Jim and Jean and that whole entire family atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's definitely a family.
It is. Yeah. We were there last year for the media night, of course. And I'm talking to Jim. I'm like, listen, I'm starting a podcast. I want you to be on. He's like, well, where do you shoot out of? I'm like, my office. He's like, but like where? I'm like, what do you mean? My office. He's like, yeah, but what town? I'm like, why? He's like, well, it's better live. I'll come down. I'm like, yeah? He's like, yeah. I'm like, we haven't been able to pull it off yet. I'm thinking after St. Patty's Day we might be able to pull it off.
There you go.
But because I want to cook for him too. I mean, he's making a trip. I want to make him some good barbecue.
Oh yeah.
But like that right there was just wow. You know what I mean? Like, and from the time we started this 7 years ago, he's always been like, oh, whatever you need, whatever you need. Yeah. Our first time out there, he let us walk the Hayride.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were barely a website. No one knew who the hell we were. And he took us basically under his wing. And
that's Jimmy Show to a T. I mean, I couldn't imagine, volunteering for another haunt because I wouldn't have Jimmy or Jean. It's just every year, that's what draws me back, to be honest, and throughout the season, like, he just had a medical issue, and I was talking to Jimmy, and, he said, anything you need, you let me know, That is Jim Shope to a T, and I could honestly not imagine being anywhere else without him.
Yeah. He offered you a job our first day.
Yeah, my first day I met him.
That sounds like Jimmy, too.
I was like, if it wasn't so far, I would have.
Yeah, I would have. In a heartbeat. Oh.
Yeah, he's great.
He absolutely is. I mean, he has shaped me into what I am today. I couldn't have honestly done it without him. Like, I was terrified the first time I did it alone. I'm like, am I going to screw it up? And there's Jimmy in the back of my mind reassuring, you're doing great, just keep it up, So he has honestly shaped me into what I am today. And, throughout our off season, we're always collaborating. What can we do to make loading more efficient? How can we get wagons out faster? Like, what can we do to make Field of Screams better?
Yeah. That's fantastic.
That's kind of hard because they're already.
Yeah, they're boom, 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 boom.
They're already awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys. We appreciate it.
No, but I mean, like I said, and I've said in multiple videos, it's so hard for us to come up with, like, Haunt of the Year and Hayride of the Year and all that.
Yeah.
And I don't remember, honestly, why we picked Reapers over Field for the main one. But I knew that you guys had Hayride of the Year. It was just...
Yeah.
The night we went was special, too, because it was
yeah.
the Memorial Night.
Yeah.
So I think that really added to it, and we had a Grin with us, Grin and Cheeks, and it was it was a great night. And you guys are, it's always first, second. It really is.
I think that's one we'll have to check out this year. Reapers, most definitely.
Yeah.
I had them this past season on my wagon.
Yeah.
And just the amount of energy that they gave us was unreal.
Yeah.
It's like every scene, it was like, good job. Like, the whole wagon went nuts at every skit. It was like, wow, it's like, we need to check them out, see what they're about.
And that's something that also, we pride ourselves in, is like, every time that somebody comes through and they give us feedback, it's either, even if it's negative, that's something we take into consideration, and we will strive to make better the following season. Something that we do as a haunt, we will actually shut down, so like, we can shut the Hayride down early, and the Hayride will go through the asylum, and then they'll do the den and nocturnal, and then all the buildings and the walkthrough will come through us.
Yeah.
And they will give us feedback, whether it's positive, negative, what we need improvement, or what they thought was just out of this world. That's how we continue to do our best, is through the feedback from everybody.
That's really cool.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You learned it?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you got any more questions?
I don't.
I'm going to leave you guys on the line for a couple minutes to go over a couple things that I don't want on the camera.
All right.
All right, so you're good?
I am good. You good?
Yep. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your busy day. Sorry about the crazy scheduling change, but I figured
you're good.
It's all good. We weren't.
If we can knock it out, we can knock it out.
Right.
Because, I have like 4 other interviews I'm working on, but it's just really the timing.
Yeah.
And it's just constantly moving, because I work full time and I travel for work.
Okay.
And I can only do this here because of the setup.
Yeah.
So it's really just trying to jam home life, kids, wife life, podcast life.
Yeah.
And we'll be adding golf back into it when it gets warm, so it's just like...
Yeah, we know how that goes.
But thank you guys so much for being flexible. It's appreciated.
Well, thank you for having us.
Oh,
thank you.
No problem. I left that picture of you guys holding the award up for a while. You'll be able to see everything we did once it's posted.
Okay. Cool.
But you got anything?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, don't hang up yet, because I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit.
All right.
But That's all we have for you today at Halloween Haunts 365.com, the podcast where every day's haunt season. Bye.
Bye.